Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in a personal story segment tonight, criminals from Mexico. As we reported, the man charged with killing Kate Stiling, Juan Sanchez, was able to enter the USA 6 times illegally from Mexico. In the process, committing 7 felonies here. He's a drug dealer. Nevertheless, a sheriff from San Francisco who released him over federal objections says this.
As a father, member, longtime member, over 32 years of our great city, and as the elective sheriff of the city and county of San Francisco, I find it incredibly sad and incomprehensible that this tragedy is being used as a platform for political gain.
Number one, it's not a tragedy, it's a violent crime, and the only political gain, Sheriff, would be you resigning because you are incompetent. Also on Saturday, 58-year-old Joaquin Guzman, perhaps the worst drug dealer in the world, escaped from a Mexican prison, despite the fact America wanted him extradited here, but Mexico would not cooperate. Joining us now from Washington, Charles Kraut. So let's take Kate's law first. Do you think Congress will pass it?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's going to solve a huge problem. Of course, in this particular instance, we have a shocking crime, a grieving family. If you restrict it to felons, convicted felons, then you've got a fairly small population. I think the law would probably make sense. But, I mean, it would only have a major effect on the crime rate if it applied to anybody jumping the fence a second time.
I don't think you could do,
well, I don't think you could do that. You'd flood the prisons.
Right. But let me just stop you for a minute here. You've got to stop people coming in here who are violent felons, drug traffickers, whatever, 9 times, 8 times. That's the sole purpose of this law. If they come back once, you pick them up, all right, and they're gone. No discretion. And it's just, as you said, it's simple, straightforward, let's do it. Then you start to build on the other stuff. Go ahead.
Well, it seems to me to be a counsel of despair. It seems to me the major problem is that you have a flood of illegal immigrants coming in, and now what you're doing here is repairing the damage of a system that does not secure the border.
You got to take it one step at a time. You got to take it one step at a time. But
the first step, look, I've been since 2006 in favor of putting up a fence or a wall the full length of the border.
Charles, Obama's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Obama is not president for life.
That's what I'm saying. So you get Kate's law now, and then you backhoe into whoever's the next president. By the way, Hillary Clinton wouldn't do it either. Okay, just so everybody knows. All right, I got to get down to Mexico.
But wait a minute. That's why you got to elect a Republican.
Okay, that's for you to say. I'm just analyzing who's going to do what. Guzman, everybody knows this guy was being treated gently in prison. Now there's a tunnel underneath it. He goes down. He's out. You'll never get him again. Americans wanted him extradited back here. Mexicans said no. Classic case of Mexican corruption from President Nieto on down. Am I wrong?
Well, the question is this really news? Is it the second time the guy broke out? Is the news of Mexican corruption, is that news? That's been true for 20, 30, 40 years. The idea that somehow we're shocked to discover that the drug lords have this incredible influence in Mexico is a little bit odd and puzzling. I do think that, we have to sort of sit down and say, well, yes, that is true. And how exactly are we in the United States going to fix the corruption inside the Mexican government and law enforcement? Well, that's what I'm asking you. What do you want to do about it?
I don't want to do anything about it. I just want everybody to know what the hell is going on down there in Mexico. They're not our friend.
Isn't that why you want to secure the border?
Absolutely.
You don't want to put that off?
I don't want to put it off. I'm just telling you, you got to live in the real world. The President of the United States not going to do it as such now. The next guy or gal might, but he's not.
But the next guy or gal is in the Republican field, and they have to explain what they're going to do to shut the border. And that seems to me to be the starting point of all discussions about illegal immigration. You can talk about legalization, talk about amnesty, talk about citizenship, but only after you secure the border.
I agree with that.
And the idea that it is some pie-in-the-sky idea is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Hungary right now is building a fence. Egypt built a fence. The Israelis built a fence that decreased terrorism by 90%. The Jordanians are building. Everybody builds fences.
All right.
If the fences didn't work, why is there one
No
around the White House?
No argument. But now there's momentum to get stuff done, and we have to get it done. Charles, thank you. Water's on deck.